The flower brought fans out of their seats with more frequency than any other player in his area. He was appointed an officer of the Order of Death in 1980.
But this one's excited. Look at the trigger on that one. Go! See how long that takes her. Here she comes. Wasn't very long at all. Let's see if she comes all the way back. Drop. Oh, who's excited? Go! Come on, Blue, let's go! Okay. Drop. Oh, that's excellent, Blue. It's not insulation today, but let's get in here. Get these lights on. Love it. And have a look at what I want to do right now. So right now you can see up there the left spring is a little wonky. I'm not even sure it's definitely not wound correctly. I'm not even sure it's helping take up the door. So I want to get that done. I've been busy cleaning up a bit. Got the truck outside right now. That'll come back in here later today. Days. It's been a couple weeks, guys, since I was literally out here last. As I say, life has been busy. So let's get up top there. I've got my winding rods. I've got my scaffolding in place, as you can see, allowing me to stand off to the side. So if something goes wrong, the winding rods or the spring are not going to hit me. I've got the door engaged, locked over, so it shouldn't come flying up on me. So let's climb up there and get busy. Don't know where I'm going to hang you guys as I do this stuff. Here it is, as you can see. The left spring has got quite a wind to it. It's old, it's used. I'm sure some of you are going to say replace the springs. That may be the next step. But let me see if I can undo this one and get it redone. All right, so I hope you can see everything here. Don't know if the lighting's bright enough. So I've got my two safety bolts undone. I've got one turn down already, 1/4 turn, so let's see how many this goes. That's 2, 3, 4. It's gonna take a while, guys, but eight, 39, 40, 41. Okay, so that is completely off. What I think one of the issues is that, yeah, it's not sliding past the shaft here at a certain point. Try to loosen these screws a little bit more. That might be the issue. And that's probably my good wife telling, aha. I think that's the issue, guys. I've got to... Okay, so I'm just down from the scaffolding. I've got the left spring. I'm not sure to call it the left or the right. I've got that left spring as I face the door unwound. It's not secured. And I just want to try the door. I want to see what happens. So I'm going to take off the latch and see what type of increased weight there is in terms of opening up the door. I've backed off the scaffolding, so there's enough room to move the door up and down. Okay. Oh yeah. That's not going to move until I get that other spring engaged. My first reaction is that I need to do some further work, not only on that left spring, but also on the right spring. The door is not balanced. It's still heavy going up. So today I hope to get that solved. So that right one needs to be wound up a bit more too, maybe 3 or 4/4 turns. I'm sure some of you are wondering what this 2x4 here is for. And plain and simple, guys, again, this is a used door. It had a quite, you can see a little bit of it perhaps there. The door had clearly been whacked by the previous owner. The panel was a little bit bent, and so I put that big rib, as I call it. The 2x4 acts as a rib. It's on there, keeps that panel straight, everything works fine. And in fact, it's worked out well because I use it as a leverage point to lift it up and down. So. That's retightened now, secured. You got one bolt here, one tightening bolt there. I'm going to go down, try the door, see how easily it comes up, and then we'll probably do maybe 2 or 3 quarter turns per side until I'm happy with the ability of the door to, you know, have that equilibrium feel in terms of raising, closing, and, you know, staying where you leave it as opposed to either shooting up or shooting down. That's a little heavy. Close that, head back up. And what I'm going to do is, let's see here, we're going to move scaffolding over to the right. Okay, let me catch you up on what I've done here. So I have just finished retightening this, but as you saw from the video, I had also tried to tighten the right spring by 2 to 3 turns, and it barely moved one before the string or the cable on that side, not the string, but the cable on that end started to become loose. That's a no-no as far as I understand it, so I had to back it off one. Cable's taut. And I'm over here on this side, I can tell you what I mean. So that if you wind them too far, the spring becomes so tensioned that it's not acting as a spring anymore, it's just packed up steel and it's just starting to rotate the shaft, and you end up with loose cable, which means your door is not going to work properly. So this has never been tightened this well, in my opinion. And as you can see, there's no more, I don't know, slinky look to it. So fingers crossed, I'm going to go down and lift it up and it's going to work. Previously, what I was experiencing was that the door was probably weighing, I'm going to say 40 pounds when I would lift it up and open it. So fingers crossed, it may not be perfect. It's a used door, old springs. It's better than before. Fingers crossed. Let's go. So let's see if it goes up and if it's easier going up. Definitely easier going up. Not perfect. That should come up a little bit better, and the door should stay. But it's not crashing down. I would say the door was anywhere from 60 to 80 pounds before. I'm going to say that the door now is 20 pounds, if that, maybe 15. Maybe even less. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy from before compared to what it was like for the last several months. All right, that worked out. Okay, I have the Mazda inside the red barn here with me, and we're going to get these winter tires off and get the summers on. All right, all 4 winter tires are off. They're stacked over there in that pile alongside the winter tires for the Tesla. And you can see summer tires back on, torqued up, ready to go. The job I want to tackle now and get out of the way involves my 13-inch rigid thickness planer. My problem is that if we go in here, you won't be able to see the actual nicks, but my blades here, they're actually nicked up quite badly. I nicked the blades up when I resurfaced the wood on my deck back home, and if you take a look here or up here, you'll see a link to that video. So we're going to use this tool that comes with the planer. We're going to remove that shroud, and then we're going to get in there, remove the clamp, and then the knives themselves. There are 3 blades that I want to have a look at, inspect them, and they're double-sided, so you can flip or reverse the blades and not have to put a new one in just yet. I've also noticed that on the bed of my planer, I don't know what to call this exactly, this piece right here, is there are some, yeah, that's a bad one. I'm going to have to take this plate out and I'm going to sand those things down, but I've got some nice gouges in there as well. That'll mark up the wood as it comes through also. All right, let's take off the shroud, and to do that, we're going to move the carriage down. Okay, there we go. Let's lock that up again. And we'll start to take this apart. And we got a little bit of dirt in there. This is pretty clean. See that it's locked. Oh, we're going to want to lock that up. There it is. This little red toggle switch locks things up. Now with the shroud off, we can see that we've got 6 bolts that we need to take out. We've got a cover, which is this dark gray, and underneath that we have the actual blade. So let's get that out. So I'll put you guys on fast forward since this is going to take some time. Okay, they just crack open. All the screws are out, and so in terms of the tool that's provided by Rigid, it has magnets. You reach in, clicks on, and out comes the cover. So I just want to just clean that off a little bit. And there's the blade right there. Wow, that's got a big gouge in it right there. I'm going to inspect each blade. This one's notched up quite badly. I wonder if all 3 will be damaged in the same way. So that's the way that came out. We're going to flip it when we put it back in, but for now, we'll just have it the way I removed it. And we'll do another clean. Now they've made this exercise as close to idiot-proof as possible. Still have some more to clean off there. Beginning to wonder if the blade was installed correctly at the factory with all that underneath there. Okay, so again, see how the magnet on the tool works? That's very handy. And what makes this little exercise close to idiot-proof is that in here, there are pins right there and right there. So you can't go wrong, you know? It makes it easy. You just got to have the confidence to get in there. Take some screws out, get busy. Let's get that back together. So that's down. Magnet again. Lift up the big guard. Again, it fits in over top. And that's in place, and it's as simple as then putting in the screws and tightening them back up. All the bolts are back in, so I'm just going to tighten them up here. I've got no torque instructions. I don't have a torque tool, so I'm just going to snug them up. Let me see if you guys can see this in here. We get in close. Yep, there you can. So right here is, you move that red knob over, and then this is able to rotate until you get to your next knife. So this is the second blade, and I think you can see it right there. There's a bad nick in the blade right there as I rub my thumb over it. That's going to be making a mark in the wood. There's one there also. So yeah, we're definitely going to flip this one around also, and we're going to clean the underside as we do it. There's the third blade. And again, it's over by this eyelet in the blade. It's got quite a bit of damage there. And then a nick in the blade over here as well. So we're going to clean that up and flip that over. The blades have all been removed, cleaned, and flipped, so now it's just time to put this cover back on, and then the little maintenance is done. There we go, that's on. Now what I want to do is raise it, because I want to get at, to raise it we need to unlock it, because I want to get at this base plate down here and go over. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in some really fine sandpaper, pick some up at a local hardware store, bring it in and sand those little barbs down. Yeah, I really chewed it up when I did that renovation on my deck back home. Yeah, there's a good one in there. Okay, that's up high enough. So that's what I'll do. So that's pretty close to being ready. Maintenance is done. All right, I don't know if that's the end of today's video, but just in case it is, I'm going to give you one of my little sign-offs here. Thanks for coming by, everybody. Hit the like button, share it amongst some friends, and remember to subscribe if you're enjoying my videos. And I hope to see you for a future video.